Hello, everyone. My name is Ilya Leonov. I'm head of cybersecurity practice at NGN International. So today I will have an opportunity to present you cybersecurity trends that we face, that we have in Bahrain and worldwide. So I just want to share my screen. Okay. I hope you can see it. Okay, so yeah, a little bit from about my background. So I started as the network engineer. So then I moved a little bit forward into the network security, and have a pretty solid hands-on experience into the network security configuration. I implement a lot of security tools. I've attended in the multiple implementations, worked with the government companies, with the public companies, private companies. So this is my way, I would say, in the cybersecurity. So, hello? Yeah. If you just can mute. Yeah, cool. Okay, so yeah, my let's say first suggestion here, like if you are considering yourself to move into the cybersecurity field, so first of all, try to find your passion and what is actually brings you joy and what is entertaining you to do on the daily basis. And based on that, I'm sure that you will easily find the opportunity into the cybersecurity, because the field is so huge. Let's say directions is, let's say you have a very wide directions to improve yourself, and the shortage of the resources on the market here in Bahrain and worldwide, I will tell you that it's something tremendous. So we have the shortage of the cybersecurity specialists in Europe, in the US, in Middle East, in Asia, everywhere actually. So, okay, coming to the topic, cybersecurity trends. I will try to, let's say, not go deeply into the technical part. So if you will have any questions, I believe you can use the chat box and put it, and we can discuss it after the presentation. But what the concept I would like to introduce you is the cyber threat pyramid of this year. So we know that all of this COVID situation, pandemic, is really, I would say, change the layout of the cybersecurity field. So working from home concept, distributed infrastructure, everything is new norm now. So in that regards, we have, you know, the different kind of threats, and like cyber criminals, they're using different kind of techniques. So I will try to I try to put it into the, let's say, this kind of pyramid, where you can see on the bottom the social engineering, which is a really massive issue and challenge, not for the only, let's say, enterprise organizations or small businesses. I'm sure all of you, someone in your life, face any of the social engineering attacks. So it's so common nowadays, the phishing, phishing emails. I mean, like if you're using any kind of service, I don't know, gaming, streaming video, I don't know, financial services, definitely. So you will, I'm sure that you have at least one phishing email trying to, you know, trying to collect some sensitive information from you, or try to send you some phishing link and I don't know, put the payload on your PCs or something like that. So phishing, smishing also, which is actually SMS phishing. We faced that issue last year heavily in Bahrain when you were received. I'm again sure that you also aware about that. We received a lot of SMS phishing, when via SMS you're receiving let's say some short link, and the sender used to be like a genuine, but it's not. So again, you have some phishing link or malware link. So this is another issue that we see the pandemic and post-pandemic situation. Phishing is the voice phishing. This is something new, but we also see a heavily, let's say, impact when someone is trying to, let's say, trick the victim, trying to impersonate any well-known person, like maybe, I don't know, CEO of the bank or any friend of this person, trying to, again, collect some sensitive information. And especially now when we have all of these, deepfakes technologies and voice changing technologies, so it's becoming more and more sophisticated and complicated. So this is the basic thing, the social engineering. The second layer, I would say, which is more common for the enterprise and the business, is the ransomware. So I'm sure most of you know what is the ransomware. It is the malware which is actually uploaded on the victim's PC and encrypt the information. And then the victim reached by the someone from the this threat group asking for the, let's say, some ransom to decrypt the information. As we can see, it's not so popular for the individuals because the threat actors, hackers, they really clearly understand that no need to, let's say, encrypt the end user PC because there is not much value from the individual to get the ransom. But the main focus here is the big enterprises, as I said, big businesses. So where we are talking about the millions of the ransom. And I will show you a couple of the examples, which, again, very well known during this year, some ransomware attacks that we saw within this year. And on the top of the pyramid, of this threat pyramid, is the advanced persistent threat. So if, let's say, phishing, ransomware, malware, viruses, I don't know, different kind of attacks, it's it's really visible at some stage. So the main purpose of the advanced persistence threat is to get the access to the network or get the access to the endpoint and try to be undetected as much as possible. So here, who's using the advanced persistent threat attacks? Usually it's the state-sponsored cyber criminal groups, or maybe some cyber criminals, I mean, like a big organization. So nowadays the cyber criminals, it's not just a group of the ex-students or the guys from school. So it's like a huge organizations which have their PR managers, their HRs, they are having even a law department. So it's, again, well established and like a well-prepared organizations from the organizational point of view and the technical point of view. So ATP is the unique, I would say, attack, which is carefully planned and designed for the specific organization. So you will not see that some targeted attack is like focused on a lot of the organizations. So here we are talking about some specific, very unique attacks which are let's say designed especially for the organization. The good example here is the Stuxnet, which has happened a while back on the critical infrastructure in Iran. So this Stuxnet virus was developed especially for environment of this nuclear plant. So imagine, to develop this kind of virus, you need to create the same environment that your victim have. So you can imagine what kind of investment or capex investment we are talking about. So that's why it's usually either huge organizations or the, as I said, state-sponsored cyber criminal groups. So during my, let's say, speech, I would like to take a little bit more focus on each of these domains and just brief you about what we have so far and what is the current situation in Bahrain and worldwide. Yeah, this is I would say, another proof that phishing and ransomware, during the COVID situation, we see that how it's growing, and again after the COVID, we will see that it will be still there. I mean, like the phishing and ransomware attacks, let's say the most common attacks to breach the infrastructure. Okay, social engineering. Again, we will focus on the phishing. So I will show you a couple of the, let's say, a couple of the incidents, how it is usually look like, how the victims are interact with the threat actors. So yeah, I add the quote of Kevin Mitnick here that the social engineering bypasses all the technologies, including firewalls. So this is the biggest problem, that from the organizational point of view, you can invest tons and millions of money to build like a concrete infrastructure and protect your perimeter, but the weakest part here is the human. So usually all the attacks happen because of the human factor. So trends of the phishing. Here you can see statistic for I believe it's worldwide, like how the phishing attacks is divided. So the malware payload is 42%, which is a huge amount actually. This is related to the, I would say, second layer of this pyramid that I presented you. So it's more related to the ransomware, to the payload of some kind of viruses. So this is like the way how through phishing or through some fake emails or impersonation, you are breached your endpoint or your organization. Credential theft, it's also a huge part of the phishing attacks. Obviously, it's aimed on the, let's say, collecting the sensitive information, your email address, password, card credentials, and so on. BAC, which stands for business email compromission. Again, this is the big chunk of nowadays phishing, when the threat actor is trying to impersonate the CEO or CFO of organization and target it on the employees. For example, a CEO send email to the, let's say, accountant. Oh, I have an urgent request. Please send money to this, let's say, number or this account. So this kind of attacks, it's heavily, let's say, presented not only in Bahrain but worldwide. So that's why the awareness of the employees is crucial nowadays. So what we have here also, that the phishing scams becoming more sophisticated, as we see that the criminals, they're using like different sophisticated techniques. I mentioned the wishing when using the deepfake technologies, like they trying to trick the victim. And this is business email compromise attacks. It is also require a lot of, let's say, research about the company. You need to understand the company infrastructure, let's say, the peers, the dependencies, so to make sure that this attack you will succeed with this attack. Ransomware as a service, again, as the part of the malware payload, we see that this huge organization I talk about, they provide the ransomware as a service. So means that you can, as a hacker, you can subscribe for this ransomware as a service, and if you breach some of the organization, this ransomware service providers will provide you with the tools, with the let's say, encryption, let's say, software to encrypt the victim infrastructure. So, and you will pay some, let's say, some part of the ransom from this victim. SEO fraud, as I said, yeah, this is the part of the business email compromission, which is growing heavily. Okay, examples, malware payloads and credential theft. So here on the left side, on the left screenshot, you can see that this is the fake, not the fake, it's a malware link attached to the email. But the interesting thing here that like as you can see, the Outlook theme is black, but this part is white. So it means that it's not even a file, it's just a picture. So like if you click on this picture, it will send you to this link. So it's not even open the file or something, it's just a link which is connected to this picture. So this is how usually the malware payload, let's say, happen. You open the file, or you click the link, or do whatever interaction which is required from the email, and even it seems that nothing has happened. You just redirect it to some kind of website where nothing happened, or you open the Word document or Excel document, and again nothing happened. But on the background, it starts let's say, the tree of the processes, the interaction with let's say, some kind of external server, which is managed by the threat actor, and some malicious files become downloaded on your PC. On the right side, you see the example of the credential theft. It's I believe, the most annoying and the most common example, which we are, not only we are, a lot of organizations have, that you will get the email from some support or Microsoft or Apple, Google, whatever, that your account is expired, you need to update your account credential, you need to put any kind of information. Please put your, let's say, add your information or update your information using link below. So even if you click on this link, you will be redirected on the portal or some web page, which is actually looks like a genuine one, which is, have a Microsoft logo or Google logo or whatever, and you will put your credentials and that's it. So again, nothing happened, but your credentials now with the threat actor. So this is the most, I would say, common use cases when you are receiving some fake emails, and this is the ways how you been infected, or how the credential leakage is happening. Speaking about the business email compromise, as I said, attacker, before they execute these attacks, they are usually trying to understand the company hierarchy. So who is the report to whom, and they try to impersonate CEO or CFO or someone from the executive management, and trying to attack some of the, let's say, some from the back office or accountant or secretary or something like that. So as you can see on the left side, we have the email looks like from the CEO of the company to someone into the company, some stuff. So, are you busy? Hello. Can you send me an email if you are too busy? I want to help me to do something. So this brings some like a subject lines. So some urgency, some assistant request. Are you available? Are you at your desk? So this is how the threat actor trying to hook the victim, So after the victim is replied, so we have we had this incident. We review it carefully. That I'm available. Like, what should I do? So, and the threat actor is continuing. Like, I'm on the Zoom meeting now. Could you please buy some gift cards, or sometimes it's like usually, can you send this amount to this number, or I'm like on the meeting now, I'm too busy, and so on and so forth. So this is the trigger, I would say. So again, coming back to the security awareness, all of the stuff from top to bottom should know like some red flags in this email communication. So if even if you have any, let's say, any small percentage of the doubt that it is the genuine email or not, so the most easiest way is just to contact this person via phone or via other communication channel to confirm, is it like a legit email? Are you shared with me something or not? So this is the easiest way how to protect this kind of business email compromission. But again, from the security awareness point of view, the staff, everyone should know the procedure, how to react, what to do in this particular situation. Okay, moving forward to the ransomware attack. So as I said, it's not so let's say heavily presented for the individuals, but still it is there. Sometimes we see when let's say people get encrypted, all their data get encrypted on the personal PC because they again clicked some of the link and download some let's say some software from the untrusted source. But for the companies nowadays, for the enterprises, small businesses, it's the big headache. Just about some highlights for this year about biggest ransomware attack. First of all is Acer, the global IT company. Again, I'm sure that everyone is aware about this company. So if we talk about the ransom, which is cyber criminals asked Acer to pay, we're talking about $50 million in Bitcoin. So we have no information, are they paid or they restored from the backup, but still you can see that even such huge IT companies or some other companies like giant companies, they are still vulnerable for this kind of attacks. As it was mentioned in the quote previously, the attacker needs only one vulnerability, and that's it. February 2021, CD Projekt Red. I'm sure that there is a gamers within you, and you know that CD Projekt Red, they're developer of such games like Cyberpunk 2077 and Witcher 3, and it was again a ransomware attack when the group actually get an access to the source code of the game project, and they are let's say threatening them to put it on some publicly available resources and so on. But CD Projekt actually they refuse to pay, and they are again backup from the let's say they restore the backup from the copy they have. But again, even the restoring from the backup, it's the huge let's say losses for the company, especially if let's say the information has been encrypted for a long period of time. It's the huge losses for the business. Let's say in the Colonial Pipeline case, I'm sure that some of you also heard about it. Then the Colonial Pipeline get attacked. Some additional information about that from the dark side organization. This is one of the well-known cyber criminal groups, and they target the internal operations and billing system. So here's some highlights about this attack, that this pipeline actually provide the 45% of US East Coast petrol consumption. So imagine after the attack, when this pipeline is become out of order, so 17,000 stations run out of the petrol. So it creates a real panic and crisis in more than 12 states, and 4 of them are declared state of emergency. So imagine the impact of this ransomware attack. As we know from the open sources that the company has paid more than 4 million into the Bitcoin, and they come back to the operation 5 days after the attack. However, what I've read in the researches, in the reports, the threat actors provide them the decryption keys, but they start trying to decrypt the information, and it took them so long. I mean, it was the sole let's say